What are you up to, dude?
What are you so giggly about?
I don't know. I'm just happy, excited, nervous, all kinds of shit. You know, it's the end of the
You
month. About to be going to work for the next few days.
you officially moved out?
No, not yet. Not yet. Soon. Yeah. Soon. Yeah. I'm having to look up how to fix that stuff myself, or we're gonna have to probably hire somebody to come finish some of the rest.
What is it
What's up,
that you're
Fish?
needing done?
What up, Ronnie? What up, Gma? Dude, we gotta run the water line. We gotta hook up the hot water heater, and we gotta set up the shower. Nothing too crazy.
Do you already have a water line that's out that way?
We don't have like the physical line itself yet. What's up, Gypsy? What up, Metal? But we do have we have the water meter thing is close to where we'd hook it up to. I think we would have to dig it. My dad's been in the hospital getting some surgery done. He's gonna be out of commission for the next 3 or 4 weeks.
I'm gonna tell you real shit.
Back and neck, and that was
you're my brother.
Up. Tell me.
Fuck your dad. He's fucking you over. You know what I mean? Everything that you're paying him to do, you could easily do yourself. It's easy as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like there is nothing complicated about what you're trying to do. The plumbing, the lines, and all that shit. Like you could literally watch YouTube videos on it, but it's literally as simple as hook this to this, hot goes in here, cold goes in. You know what I mean? It's the simplest shit in the world.
He's gotta get it. I'm just gonna have to go get a start on it this Sunday.
Yeah, I've seen you work. It's not above your skill level of work. You know what I mean? It's easy as shit. You could knock it out in a fucking weekend. That's the framing and getting the water lines ran. As long as you got the parts and shit, it wouldn't take but a couple hours to put it together. It'd take longer digging the hole than it would be to put all that shit together.
That's what I'm at. See, that's what I'd have to enlist one of my buddies, probably a couple, maybe 1 or 2 buddies, come help me dig.
Hell,
been $1,500.
Equality. Your old lady better get out there and dig some trenches.
Yeah. Usually she's working on the days I go over there, though, but she would be in there doing it, though. Well, I got a brother too. That's one person helping. What?
Fish. We will be getting there Thursday. We'll be there like Thursday morning.
Gma says, "What's up? What's the crown thing with numbers?"
I think the topiary behind you, your wall.
That you don't want to see? This is the representation of my army right here, dude.
Nana, Metal, Gypsy, Fish. Seen a Ronnie up in here. Oh, in chat. Oh, I don't know. No, she's talking about something in chat. I don't know what she's talking about.
In chat.
You already grabbed it. What you got going on
there? The Ultramarines, dude. Yeah. Fucking have that shit as the background. I'm trying to. Once we get settled in, it's in chat. Let me go look at YouTube. Once we get settled in, and by the way, what's up, people on Kick as well? But I'm trying to build a diorama of a like battleship kind of deal, but where these dudes would all be in unison, like they're getting prepared to march into their. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, like a military parade kind of deal.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking, man. We got all the equipment there. I'm gonna have to get these tools back. My dad has all these tools that we paid that we gave to him for doing this stuff. However, it's stuff we would need. I
I
ain't
don't know.
never seen.
As a father, I find it extremely hard to try to charge my son to help him better his situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just don't understand the logic of it. My son already knows, hey, if it's on my property, grab it if you need it. Just tell me you got it. That way I'm not looking for it like a fucking retard. You know what I mean? If you need help,
yeah.
yell. I
It
never
sucks,
understood
dude.
that.
Yeah. Sometimes, like I feel, I don't know. So even like here, some people are just different. Like even if they're related to you, like
Well,
it's I do know in the back of my head. Well, yes, I do love my father, but at the same time, I know that's somebody I can't trust 100%. What up, Steph? Yeah,
well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't let it hold me down. I'm not like, oh man, my dad and fucking is like, I'm just like, I know my daddy ain't somebody I can fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Too much.
Right.
Like, I am grateful that we did get a good chunk like started, but as you stated, I could.
Shit, you've known how I felt about that type of shit for years, though, so
Oh
it ain't nothing
god,
strange. You know what I mean?
I know this shit's stressing me. That shit's been stressing me out. Yeah, yeah, it's been stressed out situation. Um, I ain't done nothing really to, it just sucks to me. It's like how you can't be, if somebody ain't really, somebody's like ain't got it like that. They're kind of struggling. If they only got $10, why are you gonna try to borrow $6?
Right.
Something kind of like that. And they're
Right.
struggling like you. Just because they got 10 and you got 0, don't mean they're big shot. You know. And it sucks, because like we are as a society, a family ideally should be something that you should all be able to like lean each other into. But I feel like as a society, we're not equipped like that anymore.
The family is dead. They
Mhm.
they have successfully killed the modern family. You got chicks out here having babies strictly so they can use this social security number to get a new phone line turned on. Back in the 90s, that was a big thing. My brother, that's the only kind of bitches my brother would fuck with is welfare queens who fucking literally had babies
Scoundrel.
to get turned on or to get a new fucking phone line because the social security was fresh. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's real shit. There's no family. There's no love and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now it's just ways of people trying to like scheme and plot and try to get a couple bucks or something, if they found out like if it in some I if a kid is getting some sort of social security check, then they will try to fight over that child if there's two
Yeah.
parties involved.
That's all they are. A check, more income tax, a child support check. Stupid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you got the people who say they love their family, but yet they turn around and they overschedule their child's life. You know what I mean? Here's piano practice, chess club, football, baseball, traveling league. Oh, then we got soccer. Now summer's coming up. Now we got to do this and this and this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
These
that's
people
too
don't
much.
love their kids. They're just pawning them off on other people. There is no family.
Yeah, you gotta definitely you gotta have a good balance. Just like that's how I believe like with teaching kids about God is you can't necessarily like beat Jesus into them and shit. I know how you feel about this situation, but I come across it more as a like I teach them to enjoy to know about my faith, which I hope rub off on them, but I also allow them to be into Warhammer and Dungeons and Dragons and things like that.
I never allowed my son the entire time growing up. He wanted to read all the books and stuff that I had on Islam and stuff, and I never let him. I let him read the Quran a few times. I was like, but all the other stuff, the hadiths and all the other stuff like that, I was like, I can't let you be swayed by the religion of your fathers to automatically be interested in this. I was like, you go find your stuff. I was like, this is what I connect to. I was like, I will let you see a little bit of it, but if you really want to know it, then you have to do the work to go find it. It's like your spiritual travel is yours. You're your own person. You know what I mean? I was like, I found this for me. You've got to find your own thing for you. Because what works for me doesn't work for everybody else.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I feel connections to Buddhism as well in a way, because Buddha taught that you got to teach, like what you just said, you got to find your own path. You know, there are teachers and people that have written down things to follow, but you still at the end of the day have got to follow your own. You got to find that knowledge. You got to teach
Right.
yourself. Yeah, which I agree with. Um, but I will tell you, I don't know. I don't know about like sending kids to school nowadays though. Kind of like into that, you know. But even like I don't know. I'd rather do the whole not the private school deal.
Homeschooling is the way to go.
That's
I
what
a
I'd rather
thousand
go.
percent fucking push for homeschool on everything. Let the public school system collapse. We don't fucking need it. Homeschooling is the way to go. Kids are smarter. They actually have more of a moral foundation, as long as their parents aren't fucking retarded. I guess I'd say as a caveat. And
No,
the whole they need to be socialized and all this
hell
let them
no.
go outside and play with the fucking neighbor kids. They got fucking Twitters and Facegrams and all these other bullshits. They're socialized enough. You know what I mean? That's just an excuse for, in my opinion, for lazy parents. Oh, they need to be socialized, so we got to let them go out. No, they don't. They'll figure it out. This whole throwing them together in a classroom, that's fucking new. It's what, roughly 100 years old, give or take. You know what I mean? It's a new fucking concept. In the history of ever, children have never been forced to socialize. They've been stuck with their families doing whatever they do to get shit done around the homestead, and they socialized on rare occasions. Oh, we're going to town, you know, shit like that. It's worked for fucking eons. I don't see why everybody's so against it now.
Yeah, like you said, it used to be the community. It used to be a village that would raise the children, you know, through like small doses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the problem with a moving society, though. Nobody has any roots. Most people move every couple years. The vast majority of people it's a renter's fucking society. So it's one of the nobody gets established enough to know their neighbors. Therefore, you don't have a reason to trust your neighbors to let your kids go outside and play in the first place.
See, I lived here for 5 years at my apartment. I'm about to be leaving, and I've never really felt the desire to try to get to know these people here. I've kind of, but it's kind of a weird vibe almost. I feel like being like everybody, like, I don't know. I feel like maybe we're all so close. They feel kind of wary. You know,
that's why I say if you don't own shit, then you have no
exactly.
You have no sense of maintenance or fucking community or anything, because you're just staying in somebody else's shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, the paint's chipping and this is fucked up. Oh, I got to call somebody so they'll come and fix it. You know what I mean? There's no connection to community in a renter society. Because what's the point? They can tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You'll enjoy this on the topic of the school. But what's up, Teresa? If at the school deal in Louisiana, they tried to make it to where like a public Catholic school could receive state funds, but they shut that down because that would have been like combining church and state.
Yeah, you wouldn't figure you'd have a Catholic school that should be able to be public.
Yeah, but they're still trying to be private, but they were trying to get no, I think they were. I don't know if they were getting state funding. They would have. What I gather though, they were trying to get state funding though. I don't know about
I could see them trying to do that. Mm-hmm. Just like Harvard is fucking as much money as it costs the person to go to Harvard. They're trying to. I was going on fucking rabbit holes this morning, but apparently Harvard is pushing food stamps and welfare and WIC and all this other shit to their students who are paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars to go there because they can't eat because their tuition's too high. So instead of lowering tuition and getting state funding from the government to begin with, they're pushing their students who are paying on top of state funding to rely on the government that much more for food stamps and all this other shit. College nowadays is literally an indoctrination camp for communism. There is no reason to go to college anymore. It's a fucking. It has been taken over. Every fucking religious institute in this country has been taken over. Even Like I say, I don't have a problem with Christianity. I have a problem with bitch ass Christians. You know what I mean? I ain't got no problem with any religion. So when I say any church who is bullshit that yells about look at G-Maw now.
Oh, thank you, G-Maw.
About the like the drag queen story hour,
thank you so much.
That fucking stupid shit. You know what I mean? Lately, here I've been. This is only an American problem too, which is fucking crazy. I've been seeing transsexual men dressed in full hijabs talking about, "Oh, I'm a woman now, and I'm looking for a Muslim man." Cut that motherfucker's head off.
Yeah, you know send them to Yemen or something like that.
That's how I feel about that shit. America has destroyed every institution.
Yeah, that's I don't know. That's why I was arguing with somebody the other day. I was thinking this. I was like, yeah, if you think about it, a Muslim woman is more pure and ideal than your average other 25-year-old chick. You know what I'm saying? But I have seen the transsexual hijab wearers. Hell, I'm trying to change this chat. Or not? They said something about filtering the chat or something like that. It's been doing. I guess that's a new thing.
But see, that's the difference. If I see that in real life, I promise you.
Would you say something to
I will put hands on that person. Yeah. I will catch a case over that. I will take a fucking 6 months probation for an assault charge. Yeah. That shit.
So what do you think if they were walking down a hardcore Muslim neighborhood or something?
They would be dead. They would be dead within 20 minutes. That's the way it fucking should be. Real shit. Christianity should be the same way too. Y'all should start fucking.
We're so
start acting like these freaks are tables and y'all are living like Jesus and start flipping these bitches. You know what I mean? All these preachers up here who are condoning fucking abortion and shit, smack the taste out of these bitches' mouth. That's what they fucking need. Take your fucking religions back. Take your fucking institutions back. There's too much fucking innovation and just letting shit go. That's why nobody takes anything fucking serious.
Nothing sacred. Like,
it's somebody else's problem. You know what I mean?
To be fair, this person also looks slightly retarded too. God. Yeah. Speaking of trends, let me show you this video real quick, dude. Guys.
G-Maw Nana asked that a minute ago, Teresa, and I don't think we still ever figured it out.
Somebody had said it's something to do with community posting, I believe. It's something to do with how long you've been commenting and shit, I think. So this is Macron. This is Macron's dad / husband.
It's like a chat leaderboard.
Yes. When I was examining it a second ago. Oh, see, there's Macron getting slapped by the husband situation. You know that situation.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've seen it. Yeah.
Have you seen Candace Owens' fucking deal on Macron and his old lady?
No, I haven't.
She fucking. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Candace Owens. It's from a couple months back. She full blown was like, no, this was his uncle that strangely disappeared a couple years ago, and then a couple years after that, the records for this woman automatically appeared, but she has no past. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I love Candace. She's kind of gone against. Hasn't she kind of gone against Trump recently?
I mean, she calls it pretty fair. She's a biased on a few shits, but the vast majority, you know what I mean? I'd vote for her if she was running for vice president. Get out of here, Teresa. Get.
Thank you so much,
Not gonna
Teresa.
lie, I would never vote for a woman president. It is what it is. But I would vote for a vice president.
And you know, the vice president shit that could lead to you know, their ideas could be considered. What up, Muff? What's up, brother? Yeah, their ideas could be considered. They'd be taken into thought for sure. Yeah.
Shame.
What is I've always heard you guys talking about this, and
Top Chat is the pre-Pride parade where you go to see the it's like the Pride parade is like the primetime strippers, you know, the silicone and the BBLs.
Mm-hmm.
And Top Chat is like the pre-Pride parade of like the 60-year-old nudist beach kind of homosexuals. You know what I mean? The ones you don't want to see yet. That's what Top Chat is.
Top Chat. Let me show you guys some shit. I ain't been keeping up too much news. That's news to me. But let me see. I'm trying to find some the strange news.
What up, Shorty?
What's up,
you don't know what Top Chat is? What the fuck? You've been on YouTube for like 38 years and you don't know what the fuck Top Chat is?
Yeah. It's been up on there. We've been up on here for a minute. When y'all doing that shit, dude?
Whenever you jump into a live, you have to automatically, there's buttons you got to switch to Top Chat and all messages. Top Chat censors. It's like a YouTube self-censors kind of thing. It's where you don't see everybody's comment.
Has it always been like that?
Yes, since day one.
Really? That's strange.
That means you have literally been in a pride parade for the last 4 years. That explains the wardrobe, explains the haircut. No.
God. Yeah, don't try to look at my alternate channel. I have this one, then I have my oh man. My mind's blown.
So much.
Y'all heard on TikTok that people, what up, Pimp? People with red hair are now considered black people on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always felt that way, kind of.
They're trying to say that way they can justify the racism because some genius finally introduced the fact that the Irish were technically the very first slaves to hit American soil. Yeah, white folks with red hair were literally the first slaves on American soil. Before anybody else, the Irish were getting fucked. So they're trying to play it into the whole sympathy thing to, no, these are a different kind of blood. You know, no, it's not. They're fucking whites. We're the first slaves, and they're just
imagine them getting beaten. It'd probably be more fucked up because their skin's light. Oh my god, they got that bleeding disease. What's up, Elusive?
Hillbilly. Yeah, it's just another fucking brain fuck to try to get people to think some other shit to make it back to some.
Are you familiar with the Nation of Islam, Black Israelite?
Very.
They're taking over Memphis.
It's understandable. I'm surprised it hasn't happened a long time ago.
Yeah. Honestly, it'd be better for them to kind of run things there than the extreme violence that is perpetrated.
And that's what's going to cost you the extreme violence. Is that they'll be extremely pro-black, but anything that's not black is going to get fucking.
They said they believe if your mom is black, they believe your dad has to be black for you to be black as well. So they don't believe Bob Marley was black, and they believe that white people were created by a big-headed scientist named Yaqub.
Yeah, that's why I'll say it, and I'll stand on it. Nation of Islam is fake Islam. It is a black supremacist gang. That's all it is. I will even go as far as saying the Moore Science Temple. That's right. Circle 7, fake Muslims. It's a black supremacy group. The same way the KKK says that they're a Christian organization. No, you're not. You're fucking fake. It's just a fucking hate group. That's.
Yeah, falsely representing.
Fuck Louis Farrakhan.
Yeah, he is like the whole all the shit. The original, like the nation, it was started by some dude in the 20s. He's
Elijah
even it's a
Muhammad.
mystery. No, the guy that taught Elijah Muhammad was
Well, see,
this
that's
guy
the
is a
thing is
mystery.
nobody's actually met the guy who taught Elijah Muhammad.
Yes,
Elijah Muhammad
yes.
came out of the fucking swamps. He's like a half Creole motherfucker. You
You
know what I
see, and
mean?
that's what
Like he's
goes
some
into
kind of freak.
the. Let me see. This guy, he wasn't necessarily like exact, and it's like they're all. It seems like the leader. I don't want to get like I don't know. Just the leaderships of these organizations. They seem like they're all like Creole kind of people, for lack of a better term. Versus,
All that shit.
Here he is.
Most of that shit was born out of a prison con.
I believe it 100%. His name was Wallace Fard Muhammad. This guy has a lot of mystery behind him.
And allegedly, he was a slave owner himself.
And he performed human sacrifice.
Yeah, that's why I say I won't judge a whole religion based on whoever's getting the most noise at the time, because every religion has been taken over by a bunch of fucking retards right now.
Yeah, and this guy was a known con man.
I hate the people of the religion. You know what I mean? Or a big chunk.
Wow. Yeah,
but that's what that like fellow Anthony shit. That's the only thing that's going to save his ass. The gang members want him because he's a little suburbanite fuck who doesn't know shit about street life, throwing up gang signs and holding guns like he's a gangster in his fucking Instagrams and shit. So automatically, you're going to get touched just for acting like you're something you're not. Especially in Texas, they roll deep as fuck down there. So
about to graduate, at least to get his high school diploma though.
Right. So now the gang that he's claiming to represent wants to whoop his ass. Now the other gangs who don't like that gang are like, oh, you choose this gang? Now we don't like you because you side with them. You're like a sympathizer. Then you got all the white boys and the Aryans and the Mexicans who are like, fuck this dude. You know what I mean? Plain
They'll
simple.
roll together.
The only thing that's literally going to save that boy's holes from getting stretched are the militant Muslims, the ones who were up there at the press conference with his parents. That's all that was. They're paying those people because that's what they are: extremist, militant, black, righteous Muslims.
What up, Red Don?
They're paying them to protect their son while he's in prison. That's literally all that shit is.
They got a lot of money from the GoFundMe.
They had to give it all back.
Really? I didn't know about. I wasn't educated to that.
About a week or so ago, right? Something within a week. Yeah, they had to give it all back because you don't get a. They try to say it was like the moral ground. No, we're not going to allow you to support a racial motivated murder kind of thing. So they canceled it all and made them send it all back. It's pretty much the comments that did it. Because the comments were full of, yeah, that white boy got what he deserved and shit like that whenever people donated money.
Anytime I see shit like that on Facebook, it's always comments like that. Like saying, like, you should have kept your hand. Like, why not teach, like, why do you want to teach kids to, like, why do you want to teach, like, if someone does anything that offends you, just kill them instead of trying to talk or just walk away or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's up, Tiger? Yeah.
Because like, in the words of Jesse Lee Peterson, they're acting like women because they've been raised by over-emotional women who try to teach these men how to be men, when yet these women still don't even know how to be women. So you get a bunch of over-emotional motherfuckers of every race. Y'all see it.
Controlled by their emotions.
There's some motherfuckers that hang around Pilgrim. White trash is all get out. Stupid as fuck. I tell them every time I see them.
Yes. I tried to okay. Comments are coming through on Kick too. That whole situation. Amazing. Right. The shit with them, like, it's for real, dude. Because like I've noticed, like, the less like I've hung out with, the less I hang out with people that I don't necessarily got the same, because you don't want to hang out with somebody that you ain't got no shit in common with. You're gonna start getting, the bad shit they got going on. So like the less I hang out with people that I don't got shit in common with, the better it is.
It makes no sense why people willing, like my nephew, he's young as shit. He's a little bit, he's about your age, but there's something with your generation that I'm seeing is like they willingly fuck each other over. Like they'll snitch on each other, like to the police, catch cases, but then still go hang out with each other as soon as they make bail.
See,
like that kind of shit.
That's fucked up. I wouldn't do that. I would snitch on somebody if I knew they did a crime.
Right. But it's everybody wants to hang around people they, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can't trust you in my house alone, but I'll call you brother and run the streets with you. You know what I mean? I can't trust you hanging out with my girlfriend or having her phone number, but yet I'll call you. You know what I mean? Like it's people willingly put themselves around shitty fucking people because they themselves are shitty fucking people. And it gives them an excuse to be shitty people because, oh, well, everybody I know is shitty. That's because that's all you choose to be around is shitty fucking people. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, it kind of rubs off on you. And you might not even know. They might be able to hide it good. And then before you know it, you're just like them. There we go.
That's what I'm saying, Tiger. I'm better than millions of people, and millions of people are better than me. Shit, I never understood. Nobody's better than any bullshit. There's millions of motherfuckers that are better than every one of us. Tens of millions.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm not in a race to win humanity. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get my piece in the fucking 80 or so years that I got. I ain't worried about a lot of unnecessary shit. Keep it fucking simple.
Let me see some strange news. What else you got going? How's your greenhouse going?
I got it tightened up, so I'm ready for plastic. I need a few more zip ties, but the roof is done. I just need a few more zip ties on the side. Nice. That way I can get my roof up. Get out of the weather. More tarp. Your greenhouse is coming along pretty fucking nice.
Yeah, I'm liking it a lot. Yeah, we gotta get some more tarp and then get the plants in there.
Were you guys? Did you order tarp off of Amazon? Is that what you were saying?
No, that was stuff that we had lying around that was good, but I'm probably gonna go to Lowe's to get the other tarp. The last.
Do you have like a local hardware store or something like that around? You could even check Walmart. Walmart should have it. It'd be about $15-16, yeah. It'd be back in the paint and shit like that.
I want to set up some more wood and make it more like sturdy too.
What you over there looking at?
I'm looking at some like just weird news. CIA ran a Star Wars fan site for some reason. I don't understand why. So I'm trying to be like, what the fuck? Yeah, they ran the. I guess that was like it was a way that they did it to. It was like their fan site was that they would use the forums on that Star Wars fan site to communicate with operatives throughout the world. They'd get on there and like put secret communiques on that fan site with each other.
That makes sense. Man, you see that the Democrats are trying to spend $52 million on studies to figure out how they can make the next Joe Rogan. They're trying to appeal to men. 90% of the Democratic Party is made up of women, so they're trying to figure out how they can get the men back. So they're about to do all kinds of studies. You're about to see all kinds of fake sons of bitches all over YouTube in the next year get paid to change their positions or slowly start pushing hidden agendas because they've already admitted they've got like 100 billionaires lined up who are ready to fucking just throw money at a liberal fucking marketing all over social media.
I feel like Fresh and Fit will do. I feel like Myron Gaines will quickly switch to liberal style shit.
I don't know. I think he might be too hardcore.
Oh, you think he's locked in with the anti-Semite shit?
Yeah, I think he's making way too. They'd have to offer him way too much money because right now he's already making millions of dollars a year. Well, you know what I mean? They'd have to offer him like stupid money.
Fuck.
That's what
If
I'm
they
saying,
offered
man.
me $500, I'd start being like, I'll tell you what, America is fucked up. And
For any of the feds who are listening in the algorithm, you give me $100,000 tax free cash. I fucking Harris 28. Let's go.
Yeah,
I love that.
me too.
Strong,
Yeah, she's my
independent. You
favorite.
know what I mean? That bitch she's a boss bitch, is what she is. Fucking let's go.
Yeah, when she had Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion shaking their asses and shit up on that holy stage, and then
right, shit.
That appealed. I feel like that appealed to. That was their attempt to appeal to the average woman and shit. I don't know. Yeah. This shit. I'm interested to see. Like, I ain't been posting too much or active too much because I've been worried about all this other shit. But once we get settled in the next place, it's gonna be popping off. I'm interested to see though this what they will do. Have you heard Kanye's new song? Or it's not new.
The Hail Hitler one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I heard a couple minutes of it on somebody doing a review of it. That shit's crazy. Like, I get what he's trying to do, but no. You know what I mean? Like, you lost me. Like, I understand, but this the way he's trying to fight the system is fucking retarded. So he kind of lost me on that one. Yeah.
It makes it more crazy because that song, the Cousin song he did before that, just 2-3 days before that, kind of made it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't do you, but like, I judge people. I allow people to judge me. It is what it is. I know what I present to the world. I'm not a fan of the homosexuals. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting tired of it being just a normalized thing in the world. I'm not saying let's go on a blah blah blah. I'm just, you know what I mean? It is ridiculous. Like, how many people, like, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. The amount of undercover homosexuals or people who justify it, like, I'm not gay because I'm married to a woman. I only S the D. You know what I mean? But I wasn't committed to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even normal everyday people are slowly, it's been introduced so much that it's just a commonplace in life. You know what I mean? To where it's like, I'm not gay because there wasn't blah, blah, blah. It was only this. No, you're still fucking gay.
Yeah, you know it don't matter. If you cross your fingers behind your back, lights off, eyes closed.
Right. Yeah, it's like, it's getting way too much. Like, it disgusts me like a motherfucker.
The rap world,
like the rap world. That's one thing I will say. We're gonna go down some rabbit holes, y'all.
It's been fucked up.
So, when I was in jail, I seen the vast majority of the homosexuals were the black folks, because it was like, I'm only gay in jail. Like, that's literally a lifestyle, and it's accepted in the thug community. I'm only gay in jail. You know what I mean? Not by all, but a giant fucking chunk. So you'll see these same motherfuckers that are literally wearing Kool-Aid as makeup and shit on the yard, literally fresh off a stuck in a pole, go right into the visiting room dressed up like a GQ man kissing their wife and kids. Still got baby breath. You know what I mean? Like, it's too fucking much.
We need to rework our society.
That's why I say jail is not a punishment, especially when you're a closeted homosexual. Jail is literally a cruise. That's all it is. Free meal, free sleep. All you got to do is run over here to the bathroom and get knocked down real quick. It makes no fucking sense. The degeneracy has spread out to everything, and now it's just normalized in regular society. If I see a man in a dress, I'm gonna point and laugh. I do it every time I see one at the gas station.
Oh God!
I will shame you. I don't give a fuck if you were bigger. I'm gonna point and laugh. You're a dude wearing a dress. It's funny. If I see a clown with balloons at the gas station, I'm gonna fucking laugh. It's the exact same fucking thing to me. I mean, I'm fucking No, bring Shane back.
For attention.
Have some fucking self-respect. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It makes no goddamn sense.
Yeah, at that point, it's some attention shit for sure. In Diddy or in jail, I heard right now wherever Diddy's at, they're getting into their fist fights over who can make his bed for him and shit. Like they are. He's in heaven. I heard based on some reports.
To
Yeah,
a
yeah.
certain
His
extent,
money.
because
Diddy's
he's in
not.
New
You look
York.
at his size. He is not no. He's a bigger dude. He's not no bitch. Like he has some weight. But and this is my opinion. Based on everything I've studied, he is running shit. Yes, elusive. No, because his shit like he's got his money. He's got his size. And
See, I've
looking into
heard
his
that,
accusations.
but it's only because he's in New York right now. As
Yeah.
soon as he actually gets sentenced and goes to like county jail, don't mean he's not in prison right now. He's literally in a county jail holding facility. You know what I mean? County jail ain't shit. Don't count for shit. I know so many people like, oh, I did 6 months in county, and then they turn, I've been to prison. Really? Where? Oh, 6 months. That's not prison. That's county jail. Big fucking difference. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But you know what I mean? In county, in his state, of course he's going to have some pull because he's probably got a lot of dirt on these so-called gangsters. Like, you know what I mean? He probably ran around with half of the motherfuckers that were in there with him. So obviously he's going to have some kind of backup because these motherfuckers were in there doing the same shit he was doing. You know what I mean? That's just the lifestyle it is. You're going to have your family in there no matter what. That's just the way it is. But as soon as they actually send him to a prison, a federal prison or wherever it is he's going, oh, he's not going to have access to his funds because most of his funds are going to be frozen, or he's going to lose them to lawyer fees and court fees and all this other shit. And then they're going to only allow him to have so much per month to begin with. So all his clout and his money ain't going to mean shit. It's going to be more clout for the motherfucker that gets to say, I'm the one that killed Diddy. You know what I mean? That's going to mean more than anything Diddy could ever offer.
See, I could see it going that way. But if you look at Diddy's accusations, a lot of the shit that we think, oh, Diddy, like, all of that shit is rumors and hearsay. The shit that he's actually in court for is against Cassie, though. You feel me? I'm not a Diddy apologist, but the shit he is in court, the actual
But
his
see,
crimes
that's
are
just for right
her.
now, though. See, that's the thing that I was watching a deal like 2-3 days ago that was kind of on that, but they're saying that like Diddy's refusing to come out of his cell because about every 3 or 4 hours they call him up so they can read him a new charge against him. You know what I mean? Right. So the charges are still stacking. There's just one that's public right now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Shit. So if he didn't somehow beat this shit, then the next ones would just come on, can pop up more and more. Mm-hmm. Because I've heard some vile shit. I've heard some vile story. Like I heard some shit like his kids had to leave the courtroom because they was hearing some of the story. Why would they even go?
Right.
It was adult kids, but they was like they still showed up to that shit.
And it's the fact that even if I mean technically, I guess we could go ahead and assume that it's real graphic, y'all. So I know it's early, but one of the accusations from the chick that's going through the shit right now is that P. Diddy's two blood sons, tied down Justin Bieber and ran a train on him from both ends. You know what I mean? And this is when this was when he was 15 or 16. You know what I mean? So that alone is enough to be like, yeah, that whole family deserves the fucking death sentence without question. It doesn't matter what he did beyond that. Just that alone, you deserve to die. Plain and simple.
We need to hear Justin Bieber. How come Justin Bieber ain't came out and talked about any of this shit? You think
that's why he's been losing his shit publicly here lately? He's been fucking
embarrassed.
He's been, yeah. That boy's been going through some shit in the last in the last year or so.
Well, nobody would want to admit to no shit like that.
Right?
You know?
Imagine having the worst thing in the world that ever fucking happened to you just be broadcast literally across the entire fucking world. You know what I mean? Yeah, now you got to live everybody and their mama asking you a question no matter where you go. You know what I mean?
Let me see.
And now they're investigating him for killing Biggie.
Yeah, I could see him definitely involved with the Biggie's death. You know, Biggie was also, but I heard some. Biggie was also.
Biggie was a boy fucker.
Yes, there's a very famous video. I think Hypnotized, where it has a transgender in it.
Yeah, you sent me that shit, y'all. If go back and watch the Hypnotized video, it fucked me up forever. It changed my whole perspective on everything that I knew in the fucking 90s.
He has another song too that's fucked up as well.
When fucking Biggie's dancing in the club and shit, behind him, trannies. Lots and lots of trannies.
That's how they partied back then. That's why Diddy used to be called Puffy back then.
Suge Knight had both them killed. I used to think that back in the day, but I don't know.
What if Suge Knight was fucking? What if Suge Knight, all the bad press he has is shit Diddy's like been putting on him?
See, that's what I'm thinking. For like as big as a fucking asshole as they make Suge Knight out to be, I don't really see that he's done too much wrong. Honestly, you know what I mean?
His shit's
we
like
don't
violent.
know the details of the Vanilla Ice story.
Yeah,
he hung Vanilla Ice.
Violence.
We don't know the particulars.
No shit.
You know what I mean?
It's like Diddy would have fucked him. Suge Knight just hung him over the balcony.
I would much rather get dangled over a 2-story, 3-story balcony than be covered in baby oil and have to hug another man. You know what I mean? Drop me, I'll take a broken leg. You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of that oil shit. The oil shit is so crazy. It's so fucking disgusting to see. Like his armoire full of fucking baby oil, just dozens of bottles.
I guess fucking one of his reps came out and said that he just buys in bulk from like Costco or some shit. But then whoever it was, like all kinds of places came out and was like, we do not carry like tweeted and all the other shit. Like, we do not carry baby oil. We do not, just no, he didn't get that shit from us. Don't you affiliate us with that freak shit. Right? It was the 90s. It was a different time.
What up, Cherokee?
Rob knew the world he was trying to get into. You know what I mean?
If you think about it, he probably made it out a lot better than some of the other guys did.
Right. And what's fucked up is I still like both of them. Like I don't hate Suge Knight. I wouldn't want to fight him. He's a big motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I still dig Vanilla Ice. So it kind of worked out in the end. I can't really think of anybody from the East Coast that I actually like, other than Wu-Tang was acceptable. Everybody in Wu-Tang seems to be all right. And Nas. But as far as New York rappers, I think they're all fucking booty boys for the most part.
Yeah, they learn that shit at Rikers Island and then they take it back to the city.
Right.
Yeah.
Pilgrim's back with a brand new edition.
Yeah, you gotta think like that's what that was like. You gotta think.
Yeah. Even fucking Carl Winslow, Urkel's famous neighbor, the cop from Die Hard 1. The most wholesome fucking man in America on TGIF. Y'all remember Urkel's uncle, right?
Mustache, dude. He was on
Uncle Carl?
Die Hard.
The fucking the oldest kid from Urkel that played his son said that he walked in and saw him getting railed at a Diddy freak off.
Oh my god.
So it's like, what the fuck? Like we're literally witnessing history right now, y'all. Everything that we thought was, I mean, even to the wholesome, all the way to the degenerate of entertainment from our childhoods and from the 90s and shit. Every single one of them.
You think Bill Cosby was ever at a Diddy party?
Free Bill Cosby. That's all I got to say. I don't think so.
He is free.
That's I'll say it forever. Free Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
He should have never went to jail.
Loopholes in his shit.
You don't get to come back 30 years later and be like, oh, I took roofie or fucking Quaaludes in the 70s when everybody was taking acid in Quaaludes and I didn't become a star. No, bitch, you should have said that back then. Nope, free Cosby all day long. 100%.
They chose that Weinstein time. They chose never all that Weinstein shit. And since Weinstein got busted, I'm not saying all the shit he did wasn't fucked up. You've noticed the caliber of Hollywood actresses we've been getting.
Oh yeah. This is very true. This is very true.
They ain't got shit now coming out. I will not. I don't think I will never watch The Last of Us. I will never even watch episode 1.
I have no the dude that they picked. I can't remember his name. He piece of shit.
Pedro Pascal. Yeah.
Yeah, Pedro. Yeah, fuck that dude. I won't watch.
Yeah.
He did a movie
when Trump became president.
Last year he did a movie that was like, it was basically a comedy spinoff of Brokeback Mountain, pretty much. It's fucking. He was a gay cowboy. And that was the premise of the whole fucking movie, is that he was a gay cowboy. Like no plot, no story, no fucking just a gay cowboy roaming the fucking plains. Like what the fuck? I mean,
going from ranch to ranch, looking for a man.
Right.
Well, I definitely it's from the horse's point of view.
He's like, I only go to chicken ranches because I love wrangling cock. Fuck them horses. Right.
And then there's the movie I seen, Mickey 17. It was all right, but Mark Ruffalo he was trying to portray some kind of like Trump figure. It was so cringe. He's another one that's, yeah. Mm-hmm. But Pedro Pascal was a gay cowboy in the.
Yeah.
I don't. They introduced us these people, like they introduced us these guys, like him as the Mandalorian. Like, at first everybody's like, "Fuck yeah, this is bad." Same thing that Lil Nas X dude. They introduced him as the country guy, the country singer with Billy Ray Cyrus, and he seemed regular when he first started. And then all of a sudden,
can we officially say that Billy Ray Cyrus might himself be working for the devil? I mean, this fucking no-name, no-hit wonder, tight pant wearing fucking cock smuggler raised a degenerate of a fucking daughter, and then he himself is the one that promoted the Nas X. He's the one that directed it. He's the one that funded it. He's the one that set the direction for all that shit, for all that fucking shit. I mean, and the Disney connection on top of all that fucking shit. Can we officially
into your home?
Yeah, fuck Billy Ray Cyrus. We need to make that public because he's the one that fucked all that shit up. Billy Ray Cyrus is way worse than Kris Kardashian. I'll fucking say that. I'll stand on that shit.
Oh God, yeah, him and his shit kind of fucked with our society too, didn't it? Represent OJ. Oh my God. Yeah,
well, Texas, I understand. There's only two things that come from Texas. So, I mean, that's solid logic. Stereotypes exist for a reason. I'm just saying. If you go to Texas nowadays, you don't see a lot of horns. I mean, I see more long horns in Missouri than there might be in Texas. I'm just saying.
I just fully learned and understood the difference between steers, bulls, heifers, and cows. I just finally learned that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's a lot of
terminology. Yeah, that shit is a lot of terminology.
Yeah, it's the same with I put the post up a week or so ago of the black dude wearing a dress, and he is a country award-winning artist. And now you got Beyonce running around in fucking tassels and a fucking cowboy hat and shit. I mean, like, how stupid do they think we fucking are?
Yeah, they're trying to infiltrate like the wholesome culture, society, like a wholesome. I feel like they're trying to infiltrate like things that are wholesome and make them kind of fucked up.
It's one of the things like I don't give is I'm a purist when it comes to some things. Like when it comes to music, I'm a purist. If it's gonna be country, then it's fucking country. If it's gonna be rap, then it's fucking rap. If it's, you know what I mean? If it's gonna be R&B, then it's fucking R&B. If it's gonna be rock, it's fucking rock. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking purist. I don't give a fuck. We can go down the list. Charlie Pride, literally in the top 3 country singers of all fucking times, hands down, no fucking dispute. You know what I mean? Darius Rucker. It's you know what I mean? The list goes on and on and on. The new cats from fucking Memphis. I can't even remember their fucking names. They're all over the VA commercials and shit now. It's a heavy set couple, black dude and his wife. But they're like real fucking country. You know what I mean? It's this don't fucking pander. You know what I mean? Keep it fucking pure. If you want to try country, then try country. But don't come over here fucking pandering shit. You know what I mean?
When I've listened to the Beyonce stuff, it doesn't like this new country is pop music with a slight country accent to the singing.
That's all it is. It's all fucking everything is slowly migrating into one kind of music. That's all you're gonna have is pop stations and classic rap. That's all you're gonna fucking have. Because there's no distinction between any of this shit anymore. In the 90s, you lost R&B because everybody wanted, you know what I mean? Like you went from Marvin Gaye to Silk. Like I appreciate both, but there's a hell of a fucking distinction. You know what I mean? It got more ratchet as the years goes on. And now you got fucking, you know, WAP and who's that one Sexy Red ignorant track.
Sexy Red is the most piece of shit.
My booty hole brown and shit. Like what the fuck? Like that's chart topping music. Talking about the color of her butthole literally is chart topping music now.
Let me show you this AI footage, this AI picture she posted on Twitter of herself with a very famous person from history, and she got a lot of hate from it. A lot of people were like, take this fucking shit down.
Elusive, that is a fact check true. Yeah, anybody listening to Honky Tonk Badonkadonk immediately gets throat checked. Jason Aldean fans, there's something wrong with you. You're fucking weird. I'm just telling you right now.
She posted this image on her fucking Twitter. And I don't think that's appropriate at all because she ain't shit. And that is
I can honestly say I would put money on the fact that Martin Luther King would put a fire hose on that ignorant bitch.
He would not.
He'd be like, yeah, she needs the dogs. You know what I mean?
It's not my place to say it, but I think he wouldn't like her or any of that shit. You know what I don't think any reasonable individual, sane-minded, mature person would be into.
See, that's the problem is 30 years ago, 40 years ago, most of that shit, well, I'll say all of that shit didn't exist. This is modern culture that we're seeing right now.
Yeah, shit. She's on her like fifth she's on her fifth I don't know how it was NBA YoungBoy who just got pardoned by Trump recently, and he was facing a litany of felony charges and shit. But now all his felonies are gone and all this shit. So he was stuck in Ohio for Utah for the past 2-3 years on house arrest at his gigantic complex that he owns. But his 11th or 10th kid is from her, but he's only 22 and he's already got 12 kids, I think.
God damn.
Yes.
Yeah,
and he just
that is a fact check true.
Yes.
That's why I've said it for the longest time, and it's crazy how many people want to argue. Malcolm X, when he died, was the most pro-American conservative black man in the history of America on a public scale. Malcolm X,
and he had a clean rap sheet. He had a clean rap sheet. Besides, and he was younger, and him and Red Fox had robbed together in New York, but that was back in his 20s before he found his religion.
Detroit Red.
Yeah. And then but whereas a lot of these other, like, for instance, the doctor had You know, there's proof of where he would have mistresses, where he would beat on his wife and shit. But with Malcolm X, though, never. Uh, he always talked to his wife respectfully, and always called her every night, and never like kept
Oh,
mistresses
he
and
was
shit.
strict. He was
Yeah.
extremely strict in his religion.
Where the other guys, they'd be getting drunk and shit and smoking cigars and shit. You know, at the end of their marches, they'd be hanging out partying.
That's because he was in it for God. Everybody else was in it for racial excuses and, you know, profit. He was like, that's what changed his mind. Is when he took his trip to Mecca, when he took his Hajj to Mecca, he saw hundreds of thousands of white faces praying alongside of him. And when he came back, that's when he told Elijah Muhammad that he didn't believe what he was taught, and he found a better way. And he quit the Nation of Islam and started his own thing. Yeah, that's his own words. You can read his own autobiography, and it literally says that. That's the reason he saw, because he was taught, never left his bubble. He was taught that this was the way it was, until he actually went out in the world and seen, oh no, that's not the way it is. And he came back and he was smart enough to realize, no, it's a bigger world than what you're trying to tell me there is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they killed him for it. Real shit. That's how I see it anyway.
Yeah, dude. People like he realized that's not a race thing. It's a class. It's more. I'm not communistic, but it is a class. It is a class struggle. I feel like our human existence almost is because, and they'll try to get us. They'll try to like build these groups against each other. But if you start talking against like hyper rich corporate business owners, they will your average person from amongst our group will be like, they earned what they got. They shouldn't have to eat kind of stuff around like a.
Well, that's why if you vilify the people who have shit, then that motivates the people to not have shit, to never want to have shit.
See, along those lines, I do agree, but I think that there should be. I don't know. It's a very they ain't doing their fair share. I feel like at the same time.
Who, the rich?
Yeah, I'm not talking about the dude that owns the construction company and shit in your neighborhood kind of deal. You know what I'm talking about, like, right. Or like the local hardware store owner. I'm talking about the it's like the hyper corporate business owner, the guy that owns the shit that manufactures.
See, that's the thing. Even though, so say like I make $1,000 a year and I have to pay, you know, a certain percentage. I'm high, so I'm going to fuck this up, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. And then you put me next to like Trump. He makes this much money. I may have to pay 10% in tax, and he has to pay like 4% in tax. But at the end of the day, his 4% coming from $5 billion worth of profit versus my $1,000 worth of profit. You know what I mean? You should be incentivized to make more money, because the more you make in when you put them side by side, the equivalent that comes out from somebody who's making that much money, you're getting penalized for making money, which kills the economy. You want to be rewarded by lower taxes, but in return, you're still paying tenfold of what the average person is paying, just at a lower tax rate. You've got to be incentivized to make money. Otherwise, nobody will want to make money.
We got to rework these taxes. We got to figure out a way, because
that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense, but it's still good. Like, I'm still thinking about the dude that has $5 billion.
Right.
It's not.
He works with that $5 billion.
It's not
if you came up with an idea right now, like if your channel blew up right now, and all of a sudden you got 10 million subscribers and you're making $3 million a month, would you be pissed off if they came in and took 60% of that?
I would, but if I was making
same concept, you can't base fairness off of what you're living in now. You have to base fairness off a global perspective. You can't put yourself in the equation of a global economy. You have to look at the whole, not the individual.
Well, I believe if people's wealth was capped at a certain extent, and then everything I don't know. it's gonna. I
But
do see where you're coming from on it.
more charity comes from those people who get the tax breaks, and most churches, you know, small churches and things like that. Those are the people who help out the community far more than any government agency would through any kind of fucking bills or laws or register, you know, any kind of shit like that. Private citizens help other private citizens more than any, you know, and even on a global scale, you got missionaries, you got the fucking UNICEF people, you know what I mean? The hands, all that crazy shit, all that's private, you know what I mean? And the only reason it's allowed to be private is because the people at top who fund this are allowed to fund it because they have the money to, because they don't have to pay the taxes. It's much, much better for the entire world for wealth to remain in the hands of a private citizen, because a private citizen is more likely going to be more charitable to certain aspects than a conglomerate of people trying to stay on a budget. You know what I mean?
And I feel like it honestly it has gotten, because I've been leaning towards Huey Long's politics and like his way of thinking, but the time that he came up and was talking about all this shit was a lot different than the era that we're in with the rich people that we deal with nowadays. So it's
no, it's the same concept. It's the same idea. Like, how many people do you know that are worthless pieces of shit, but they preach that same ideology? You
but
know
like,
I mean?
let's say, like for instance, like during the Dust Bowl and shit like that, things of that nature. I'm sure that those people were all worthless, lazy motherfuckers who weren't doing anything. They deserved to go through the Great Depression and shit and couldn't find a job. It was their fault. But you still had these rich, these Rockefeller types that were doing fine still, while they're kind of.
But see, that's the
what
thing.
I'm thinking of. That's
Nobody owes you just for being alive. I don't think healthcare is a right. I don't think government should have anything to do with that. There's the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's all you are guaranteed in this country. You have to figure out your own shit. If you lived in a society to where you could not afford healthcare, then that would motivate you to not waste your fucking health on getting obese, eating this trash food, injecting your body with all this other stupid shit because you know that you couldn't afford a doctor. That's freedom. That's what America is supposed to be. If you can afford the service, then you can afford the service. If you can't, then fucking figure it out. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of starting America, is that no, we're not here to tell you and to protect you. That's what we got away from. You figure it out. We're here. We're explorers. We literally came to a new country to be what we wanted to be, to do it ourselves. Little government intervention. That's it. Infrastructure, foreign affairs. It's not the government's job to protect you. It's not the government's job to keep you warm. It's not the government's job to keep you fed. It's not the government's job to pull your teeth. That is all personal responsibility, and that's the price of freedom, in my opinion.
And I agree with that, because the doctors got to get paid, and they can't just be doing that shit not getting paid. And you know, the money has to come from somewhere, so it'd be the taxes. But I do agree with you on that. I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just trying to spitball different ways.
Hear you. I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, because it's people still like getting into somebody's bank account and stuff. That's bordering authoritarianism, kind of. Regardless of,
I look at it this way: if you give the government the right to control your safety, then you give the government the right to control how much of your business they can get into. You don't get to demand the protection of somebody without them saying, okay, well, I want this in return. And what they want in return is your submission, your control, your data, your info, your everything about you. That's the trade-off. As soon as you allow another person or an entity to control one aspect of your life, whether it be your food, whether it be your rent, whether it be anything else, you give them authority to do whatever the fuck they want to do with you, because they literally control if you live or die, because you allow them to. You can't bite the hand that feeds you, because it will literally kill you.
What up, Tiger? Thank you. Got a new member in the hizzy. We got Gma, Tiger, and Simon. Thank you guys so much.
Merca.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, because this shit, my fear is that my fear though is that the corporation type of deal was becoming tied into our government too much, our way of life too much. Like
I agree with that. I agree with that
it,
1,000%.
the company store is we're becoming the company store. You know?
I agree 1,000%. But this is what a lot of people don't want to realize. We did it to ourselves. We voted in the people who allowed the Rockefellers and all these other people to put in their things. We, you know what I mean? Through our lack of voting or through our lack of revolt, whatever the case may be, the citizens, you get the government you deserve.
I agree with that.
Everything that's in place right now is in place because we allowed it to happen. Like, look at the boom from 1950, when the majority of Americans didn't even have a black and white television, only had a radio, and there was still a large chunk that didn't even have radios, period. So look at that chunk from 70 years ago to what we have now, to where literally everybody in this, even the homeless, have flat screen TVs in their fucking
in their little alley
castles on a fucking sidewalk in 70 years. You know what I mean? That's how easy it is to convince a culture to get taken over. Just give them shiny shit. Keep throwing shiny shit at them. That whole bread and circus thing. Keep giving them shiny shit. Oh, women want to come out of the house. Let's give them a dishwasher and a microwave. Look how much time you saved. You know what I mean? Keep adding all that up. The vacuum cleaner's getting better. You know, ooh, look, all that shit keeps adding up. We did it to ourselves. We allowed them to distract us with shiny shit because we thought that, oh, this is the way life should be. Now everybody's got shiny shit and everybody's a fucking slave. Congratulations. You can't bitch about something you fucking did to yourself. You can't bitch about the government lying to you, but still accept the truth of the people that came before you when you openly acknowledge that the people who came before you were lied to also. So how do you know that what they're telling you is truth if what they're basing everything they know off of a lie? You know what I mean? It's that whole system. Think for yourselves. Figure that shit out. Because if you know now that you've been lied to, then you know that your parents have been fucking lied to. You know that your grandparents have probably been lied to. So what have they told you that has been wrong? From politics to religion to lifestyle, whatever it may be. We know we've all been lied to. Why do we still want to cling to that? Oh, but my grandpa taught me this, so it's 1,000% true. But he's been lied to too. You know what I mean?
It's easier to live a lie for a lot of people. You know, and this so people back 7 years ago, they were more innocent. Like if they had an alien invasion type of shit happen, they would believe that was actually happening. Like whereas if some shit like that happened nowadays, you know, we'd be like, that ain't no fucking alien. I see Russia flag on there. I see my America flag on that. You know?
It's kind of weird to say. I know it's a little bumper slogany, but when there was less choice, there was more choice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now you gotta have the real ID to go fucking on airplanes and shit and fucking getting them all down. They got two. Now you gotta have passports to get to fucking places and shit. Now they got cameras everywhere. Now they got it's the monitor and state.
You know, it's like any gas station in the fucking country right now. You can grab 30 different kinds of candy bars, 20 different kinds of chips, 50 different kinds of beer, 50 different kinds of soda, 30 different kinds of flavored water. You know what I mean? It's all just convenient. At the snap of a hat, you can have any fucking thing you want. Look at all these choices I can have. You know?
You see, that's what I feel like. That's why I haven't really been playing video games too much because they have with the store thing, whatever the membership thing, like you can get access to like hundreds of games, and it's just you got too many options that makes you be like,
yeah, it's too much. Like Guardian mentioned a couple times. I'll keep dropping his name because he's right. The human brain is only meant to withhold so much social interaction, so many names. It's like about 150 names is all a human should technically be able to store in their head from a lifetime of known people, roughly 150 people. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with with everything. When you start overloading everything with choices, then it automatically, you get overwhelmed with the choice. So it kills all need for innovation or creativity, because, oh, there's so many choices, you know what I mean, that you don't have to ever think for yourself. Or it's kind of like going without. You know, you'll never have to go out because there's so much quantity and there's so many choices. Even though people are bitching, oh, there's food deserts and all this other shit, you can get the exact same shit at the gas station. What gas station doesn't have milk and eggs? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking everywhere now. There's just too many choices. People got used to, oh, I can just reach out and grab it. And it started with products, shiny shit. Now it's turning over to relationships. That's why this social media shit's so dangerous. People, they got to have the fucking, you know, the recognition and the choices. Oh, I got to know this many people, you know, all that shit. Too many choices. You don't have to think for yourself. It makes you fucking stupid, because all you have to do is just put your hand out and grab something. And whatever you want will just magically be there. It's the idiocracy society. That's what choices gives you, in my opinion. Convenience kills countries.
You look at, that's what happened. I feel that's what happened to them damn Romans too. They'd gotten so lazy. They had like, nobody could get a job back then because they just had slaves doing everything, and then they were allowing all these German people to come into their country and shit. And
this, if you look back at any history in the civilization of written history, even if you go back and you're into the rabbit holes of the Anunnaki times and way before that, even those civilizations, the greatest civilizations that get remembered throughout history, they practice debauchery, they practice entertainment over morality, you know, all that thing. Anytime a government starts pushing sexuality, you're at the decline of a nation. What's the most famous debaucherous city in the history of the world? Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Mm-hmm. Homosexuality, free drug use, free will, you know, all that abortions, drag queen story hour,
sacrifice,
false idols. You know what I mean? Same thing with Rome. Same thing with Greece. Could potentially be the same thing with America. We ain't fucking special. Modern times don't mean shit to the time scale of the universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we could very well be like the modern Babylon. I've heard that, but I could see it for sure. The way that because Babylon will come again. It's that. So if you were to, this is kind of a segue, kind of still on topic, but if you were to take the Twin Towers, each unit inside of both towers, and build a city out of them, right, I've heard that it would build an exact replica of the size of the ancient city of Babylon per building and per room in each unit.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. I mean, the Masons, they were involved in some crazy underground shit, and the Masons are pretty much who were the city planners of a lot of the shit in this country. Because how many times have you guys drove through one of those historic American cities, and you're like, whoever designed the roads in this town is a fucking retard. Can't we just get a straight fucking line? You know, shit like that. Because even the roads had purpose back then. You know, the sky views. There's like, what is it, Boston, and like there's all kinds of cities that were designed by the Masons that have secret messages written in the streets if you look from an aerial view and shit.
Yeah, dude, a place like Salt Lake City in the middle of the fucking desert, built by Masons. That blows my mind, though. That whole, I used to think it was Tataria, but I do believe it's Masons now involved. They have like access to the ability to, I don't know. They did. The way they built that shit is crazy. I don't know.
I just watched a video of a dumb bitch driving without tags on her car and without a license because she said she claimed that she was a citizen of Tataria. She was not conducting commerce. She was traveling, and they threw that bitch on the ground. So.
Oh my god! Yeah. Imagine if they just like throw her into a hole or shit somewhere. But like, oh, we're sending you back. Here's the portal, and just throw her in.
I'll just say, anybody who believes that the sovereign citizen thing of any race There are some motherfuckers out there claiming Wakanda and shit. You are fucking stupid. Sovereign citizens,
backwoods?
you're fucking retarded. I'm gonna die on that hill. You are fucking stupid. That is no.
I don't see no backwoods in the chat.
I didn't see no backwoods.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, this Wakanda shit. People are just crazy as fuck.
I would support. I'm not against. If you can get, no matter what race you are, whether it's to a certain extent, if you can get enough signatures, and you're American born, obviously that's the thing. You have 100% American without a doubt. I wouldn't be opposed to a little bit of balkanization. There's enough fucking wild land in America that if some people don't want to be here, boom, put them over there. Put a fence around it, and if they want to come out, they have to pay to come out. Plain and fucking simple. Obviously, there would have to be some tweakings, but the foundation would be something like that, almost like a reservation for anti-Americans. But it would definitely
know what he said. Yeah. Well, it's neither gay nor communistic.
What?
It's moderate. It's moderate and straight. Ugh. I feel like I lean more towards anarchy, and I feel like Hutch, you're kind of an anarchist as well, huh?
I'm in the true definition of the word, I'm an anarchist. Not the disruption and burning shit down, but the lack of an overall government. The definitional term of anarchy is what I'm a fan of. Not the stupid, oh, I got mohawks and fucking, the whole punk rock anarchy. No, that's disruptive, disrespectful. But in anarchy, you could shoot those people in the face, which is ironic. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, but I feel like that's why it comes like having your community kind of tight with the people that you're like with your a clan, as it were, for lack of a better term, your tribe.
See, I like that. I like I know it's a romanticized idea, but every time you look back at like Viking shows or the old Germanic people before Rome took it all over and fucking killed the indigenous white folks, you know what I mean? That kind of shit. Just the witch doctor or the shaman living in the fucking trees. Everybody's got the tribe. Everybody's got a spot. Everybody's got a role. You know what I mean? If you got to be nomadic like some Indians here in America were, so be it. But you know what I mean? Everybody just kind of did their own thing, and they fucking, the existence of your people depended on the will of your people to exist. Plain and fucking simple. You know what I mean?
You want to hear something interesting? I do research on World War II and shit. But after the war, one of the plans that they had, Germany, if they would have won, was to try to go back to Druidic. Was going to try to like make more of the. I'm not saying that I'm just saying what the plans that they had in place was they were going to try to go back to more of a natural, like the way that they were back before the Romans. And they were going to try.
He was trying to. Hitler was actually trying to get away from Christianity and start pushing
the old ways.
Yeah, like witchcraft and
like they believed in witchcrafts and shamans and things of that nature. Yeah, because that's all they believe. They would do the shit where they would they'd have like probably some old ass lady one eye there throwing the bones and shit and reading the runes on them. They were nerds. They would have been D&D people if they were around today. They would have been the 4chan, those 4chan incels.
I agree with you, Tiger. See, that's the thing. People have vilified the word chaos when chaos really doesn't, you know what I mean? Like chaos is a spectrum, and people automatically go to the worst side of the spectrum whenever you say the word chaos.
It's just a lack of order, isn't it? That's boil it down. Then order is the lack of chaos. So that's. But what is order and what is chaos?
But see, that's the thing, is through chaos comes that order. Mm-hmm. Because it's self-inflicted. It's different when something's self-inflicted instead of mandated by somebody else.
Oof, chaos always comes before order. If you look at all the origin stories of all religions and cultures and of the world, as there was chaos in the primordial soup, and then something popped up, and then order came.
Right.
But I feel like it's anarchy doesn't have to be chaotic. You know what I'm saying? It does. It's not like shit burning in the streets.
I look at it as literally self-regulation. Mm-hmm. That's the thing, is everybody wants to look and be like, oh, if there's anarchy, there's going to be, BLM riots and all that other shit. But see, that's the beauty about the anarchy, is that when you don't have to rely on that police force and all those business owners and the citizens and the nearby people who want to have gun will travel, they would have gone up there and all that riot shit would have been solved in a weekend. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of anarchy, is that you are allowed. I promote vigilantism. I'm a huge fan. I'm, wood chipper 2025. You know what I mean? And that's real shit. That's the way it needs to be. If the community itself is strong enough to protect itself and those people around it, then everybody who comes in, the stereotypical anarchist that you think of, the Mohawk kicking shit, burning buildings, they're not going to last very long, because the regular people who are already grouped up, they're not going to stand for that shit. They're going to kill them without there's no point. You know what I mean? But
sure, the problem.
Yeah, we ain't got no court system to deal with. Like, the entire world would be different if everybody would be somebody completely different if the court system did not exist right now. You know what I mean? It's the same concept. When you don't have to be held responsible by anybody but your community of friends, yeah, that disruptive shit gets stomped out real fucking quick.
Well, I think that's a good note. I gotta start getting ready for work. It's a good note to kind of. I want to talk more. I want to talk with Guardian and shit too. You need to set that up as well. That'd be cool as fuck. 'Cause he's into Warhammer as well.
There's a 7-hour time difference, so it would have to be early afternoon for you.
Dang. Well, I definitely I'd be down. I wanna. I know I ain't been active in so long, but you got me rethinking. I was talking almost the way whenever you got me thinking. Next time I talk to you, I'm gonna come with a more prepared way to explain my share the wealth to you. That doesn't sound as crazy, because I realized that's why I was like, man, I don't really got much to say, because I don't have an exact like bearing on my belief system yet. But
right.
Yeah.
Dial it in, man. Dial it in.
But yeah, that's how we roll though. We're bros, you know what I'm saying? This our side of things, we listen to what we got, and then we take it into each other and shit kind of deal.
We listen and we don't judge.
Yeah. But yeah, peace out, guys.